Alright guys, what's going on? It's been a pretty long time since I made a video, but I'm going to do an update on my G&D DTW. It's been over a year since I made a video on this gun, and it's still working, which is pretty amazing. This is definitely the longest lasting PTW form of gun that I've had. I've had many games with this thing, and everything still works great. So I'm going to go ahead and split the receivers real quick and show you guys what's going on the inside here. Not too much has been done, but I'll go over everything. So we got the gearbox is still stock, LED still works and everything. So yeah, everything inside the gearbox is still stock. The motor has been modded by Tacklebrrry. I have an Etiny mini MOSFET in here, and then I also have the Etiny ECU. So that is my lower receiver. The upper receiver, still using the Systema black cylinder. And then as far as the hop-up goes, it's still the stock DTW hop-up. I've just done a little bit of mods to it myself. Grinding out the circle where the BBs flow through, if you just widen that up a little bit, it makes for a little bit better feeding. So I did that, and that's pretty much it for internal. Still got the stock barrel in it, so we're gonna go ahead and just pop off a few rounds with it, kind of show you guys how it fires and everything. Externally, I got the VTAC rail system, some M-bus backup sights, my ultrafire offset mount and the flashlight, JP flash hider, a hand stop. This is a Classic Army E-Mod stock. I do have the battery in here, and it is fully adjustable. It fits on here a lot better than these Systema stocks, and it does have the capacity to hold the larger PTW batteries, so that's why I like it. The magazine I'm using is a Mag brand 170 round magazine. These feed really well. I'm using King Arms 2.5 BBs. I'm not a big fan of these BBs, but it's all I have right now, so that's what we're going to go ahead and use. Here we go. Let's do some semi-automatic first. You can see that the trigger response is very crisp and very smooth. The gun cycles at an extremely smooth, fast rate. Go ahead and do a little bit of full auto now. And you can just see that the gun performs excellent. So with the modifications that I listed on top of a $350 gun, you get a gun that performs just as well as a Systema PTW after the upgrades. Stock, I would say it's a good base. Definitely not something that's going to last you forever, stock. But I'd say I put probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe $400 in upgrades, but that's only because I did the motor mod, which is the most expensive thing. That, well no, let me see, it probably wasn't around 400, I want maybe $300 to $350. The motor mod, to set my motor to Tacklebrrry, to get it modded, cost me about $150 US. The MOSFET was about $90, and the ECU was $90. Oh, and the cylinder I actually got in a trade, so I wouldn't count that as something that I paid. And plus, the stock cylinder will work. I just think that the Systema ones sound a lot better and they're a little bit more reliable. And if your motor doesn't burn out or anything, then you don't have to upgrade that either. So the only two things that I would upgrade out of the box would be the MOSFET and the ECU. And I would also replace the selector board just to be safe. When I used the Etiny ECU and the Etiny MOSFET and the Etiny ECU with the DTW selector board, I had some issues with lining up, and I would have semi in the full auto position. So it's just easier to get the Etiny selector board as well and change everything over so that everything's consistent. My selector works great now. And yeah, so if you were going to just upgrade the electronics out of the box, you would probably pay about $300 for the gun, and then I would say maybe $150 for if you bought the set of electronics. So $450 for a gun that turns out to be just as good as the Systema PTW. The only place where a Systema PTW might be a little bit better would be the accuracy and the range. Although I have mine modded, and the range and accuracy is very good. But that's all just me working with the hop-up that I have, not putting any aftermarket parts in there, just fine-tuning everything that it comes with, doing a little bit of hand modification, and you can definitely make things work really well just with that. I've heard a lot of people say that the DTW hop-up is crap, and it's not. It's a very, very, I'm not going to say it's a great hop-up, but you can definitely work with it. I will say that the Celsius hop-ups are much worse, and they're more expensive. So the DTW hop-up is a great, cheap alternative, even to an upgrade to a Celsius gun. I wouldn't put it in a Systema because of the fitment issues, but a Systema PTW hop-up will fit in this gun. Some people said that it wouldn't. It will. I've tested it, and that's really about it to talk about for this gun. So a year down the road, and the gun is still working great. I am more than happy with this gun, and I was really, really skeptical at first about buying this gun, and I'm very glad that I did. If any of you guys are looking to get a G&D DTW, just buy the stock model. There is some Celsius models made by STTS. I wouldn't buy those, specifically because I'm not a huge fan of the new Celsius reformation parts, the barrel, the hop-up. A 6mm barrel, I'm not a big fan of that. It's so tight you're going to be jamming BBs left and right. The MOSFET is very unreliable. The ECU is good, but the MOSFET just makes it crap. And I mean, I know you're going to have to replace the MOSFET and ECU in the G&D DTW anyways, but those are a lot cheaper. The Celsius models are about $600. So the money that you could have just put into upgrading a stock DTW, you paid for Celsius parts, which is completely useless. So if you want one of these, pick up the stock G&D DTW. I'm pretty sure you can still get them from some of the China retailers. I know Hotspot Airsoft has them, but they're a little bit overpriced because they're imported to the U.S. So if you're one of those people that doesn't want to wait for shipping and you want your order to be reliable and legit, go ahead and get it from Hotspot, but you're going to be paying a little bit more. I got this when it first came out, and I got it from Asia Airsoft, I think, is where I got mine from. And it got here with no problems. But, yep, that is the gun. I'm going to be putting out some more videos very soon. I know it's been a while since I made some for you guys. I do have a video coming up on the new KWA RM4, and then I will also have a video up of my project build, which is a very first generation Celsius CTW. I wanted to work with it and see what I could do with the gun before they started putting in the 6mm barrels and all the fancy stuff. The very first model Celsius, I'll have that video up shortly for you guys, and I might even do a little bit of comparison between this gun and the Celsius. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. For those of you who still are subscribed and still following my videos, thank you. I will be putting out more. It's just been really busy this past year. Had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to try to get back into it. So thank you to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.